AITA for telling my dad's secret at my parents' 25th anniversary party. When I stood up to give my toast at my parents' anniversary party, everyone thought I was about to say something sweet. My mom was smiling, my dad was proud, and the entire room was filled with love. But by the time I finished speaking, my mother was crying, my dad had stormed out, and half the guests were staring at me like I was the devil. And I can't stop asking myself, was I really the villain that night? My parents had always been the ideal couple. At least, that's what everyone believed. My dad, Richard, was the charming, successful businessman. My mom, Lisa, was the kind-hearted schoolteacher who could make anyone feel loved. They'd been married for 25 years, and people always said, if I could have a marriage like theirs, I'd be lucky. To outsiders, we were the picture of a perfect family, 3 kids, a beautiful home, family dinners every Sunday. But what no one knew was that under all that picture-perfect love, there were cracks. Cracks that started showing only when I was old enough to see them. It started last year. My dad had been acting strangely, coming home late, making secret phone calls, suddenly needing to go on business trips that didn't make sense. My mom trusted him completely. She'd even pack his bags and kiss him goodbye at the door. I used to think she was naive until the day I accidentally found out what was really going on. One night, I borrowed my dad's iPad to check my college application essay. He'd left it unlocked, and I swear I wasn't snooping, but when I opened Safari, the first tab was a flight confirmation not for him, but for him and another woman. The name said Samantha Lewis. At first, I told myself it had to be work-related, but then I clicked the email thread, and there they were. Pictures, messages, and hotel bookings. Some of the emails were years old. He'd been seeing this woman for over 5 years. I remember sitting there, my hands shaking, staring at the screen. My dad, the man who taught me about honesty, loyalty, and respect, had been lying to us for years. I didn't know what to do. I couldn't tell my mom she adored him. And I couldn't confront my dad either. Not yet. For weeks, I pretended everything was normal, but I started watching him differently. I noticed how often he worked late, how his phone was always face down, how he'd smell faintly of a perfume that wasn't my mom's. The more I saw, the more it made me sick. Part of me wanted to scream, to expose him right away. But another part of me, the hurt, careful part, wanted to wait. And then came the announcement. My parents' 25th wedding anniversary party. It was going to be huge. A rented banquet hall, over 100 guests, speeches, slideshows. The whole romantic fantasy. My mom spent weeks preparing, saying things like, he's my soulmate, and we've been through everything together. Every word, she said, felt like a stab in my chest. That's when I made my decision. The night of the party was like something out of a movie. My mom wore this elegant navy blue gown. My dad looked dapper in his tux. They were glowing, holding hands, smiling for pictures, dancing like newlyweds. Everyone was gushing over them. 25 years. You two are goals. I smiled, but inside I was boiling. When it came time for speeches, my older brother gave a funny one about our family vacations. My little sister did a sweet one about how mom and dad taught her what love means. And then it was my turn. I stood there, holding the microphone, my heart pounding. My mom smiled proudly. That's my girl, she said softly. I took a deep breath. Mom, Dad, I began. You've always taught us about honesty, about how love means being truthful, no matter what. And I want to thank you for that lesson because tonight, I finally understand what that means. My dad's face changed, just slightly, but enough for me to notice. I continued. For 25 years, you've built something beautiful. But beauty means nothing without truth. And since tonight is about celebrating honesty and love, I think it's only fair we all know the whole truth. The room went silent. My mom looked confused. Sweetheart, what are you talking about? I looked straight at my dad. Dad, how about you tell Mom who Samantha Lewis is? You could have heard a pin drop. My mom turned to him, her face draining of color. Who's Samantha? She asked quietly. My dad stammered, I don't know what she's talking about. I pulled out his iPad, which I'd brought with me, and opened the email thread. Then maybe you can explain these. I connected it to the projector. And there they were, photos of my dad with the woman, messages, travel itineraries. The proof. Gasps filled the room. My mom covered her mouth, trembling. My dad's friends looked horrified. He lunged toward me, whispering harshly, "Turn that off right now." I whispered back, "No, you don't get to lie anymore." My mom stood up, tears streaming down her face. "Is it true?" she asked him, her voice breaking. He didn't answer. He didn't have to. The silence said everything. The rest of the night was chaos. My mom left the hall crying, my siblings followed her, and my dad stayed behind trying to do damage control. Guests left awkwardly. Some avoided eye contact. Others whispered as they walked out. When we got home, my dad exploded. He yelled that I had ruined our family and humiliated him in front of everyone. He said I was ungrateful and that I'd destroyed years of his reputation. I told him he destroyed that reputation himself. I just held up a mirror. My mom hasn't been the same since. She filed for separation a few weeks later. She told me she wishes she'd never been blindsided like that I should have told her privately. And maybe she's right. Maybe I could have spared her that public humiliation. But I was angry that he got to live this double life while she worshipped the ground he walked on. Now, our family barely speaks. My siblings blame me for ruining everything. They say I should have kept it quiet. Even my mom, as much as she loves me, said, "You did the right thing, but in the worst possible way." It's been months now, and my dad still won't talk to me. Every time I look at old family pictures, I wonder if I crossed the line. Did I expose a liar, or did I destroy my own family? Sometimes, I replay that night over and over in my head, the gasps, the tears, the silence. I tell myself the truth needed to come out, that my mom deserved honesty. But then I remember her face, the pain in her eyes when she realized her entire marriage had been a lie. So now I'm left wondering, AITA, for revealing my dad's affair at my parents' 25th anniversary party?